it's Kevin again. In this video, we're going to be reviewing Arrow Season 2, Episode 12, Tremors. And I thought this was another really good episode. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as last week's, in my opinion. I thought last week's was a little bit better, but I definitely really enjoyed it. And I like where they're going with this whole episode, especially the ending, because the ending was pretty big. The ending was pretty big, and I really do like where they're going with the Roy storyline as well. It's really cool. Alright, so let's just get to the episode. So the episode begins with a man being chased into a prison cell. He's placed into a cell with Ben Turner, aka Bronze Tiger. And he's a guy with the Wolverine-like claws who fought Arrow earlier in the season. Who I vaguely remember. I don't remember what episode he was on, but I kind of remember that villain. He definitely does sound familiar. I just can't remember what episode he was on. Okay. So the new prisoner tells Turner about a meeting place Turner should go. He then mutters something about his son being taken care of and kills himself, providing Turner with his tiger claws, which have been gruesomely hidden inside the prisoner's body, and Turner escapes. So Arrow is training Roy. Roy is frustrated at the pace of it. Arrow explains that Roy needs to learn to control his abilities. Arrow explains that he knew someone else who had these abilities, which is Slade, and Arrow had to put an arrow through that person's heart. As we know, though, Slade is not dead. He thinks Slade is dead still, so that's the big thing. He still thinks Slade is dead, but Slade's not dead. So then Oliver's working out, and then we see Felicity. She interrupts the exercise, telling that Bronze Tiger has escaped from prison. Turner goes to meet with the man who planned the escape, who was bald. Baldy shows Turner a picture of an item Turner should get for him. Turner seems concerned the item could kill hundreds of people. Baldy menacingly says, "No, I will kill thousands." And Roy and Arrow, they're still training. Roy's getting frustrated. He begins to spend one night helping Arrow protect the city. And Mother Moira has a dinner plan with her ex-husband Walter, a man named Mark Francis, who he's an official with a local political party. Francis is played by Nicholas Leah, who I guess is on the X-Files. Francis and Walter want Moira to run for mayor against Sebastian Blood, and I actually really like where this plot is going, because they want her to run against Sebastian Blood. Because as we know, Sebastian Blood right now is the enemy. They don't know that, though. They don't know Sebastian is the enemy. Although I kind of have this feeling that Moira might, because Moira seems to definitely be one of those characters who knows a lot. I mean, let's think about this. She basically she defeated Malcolm Merlin, so you know, if she can defeat Malcolm Merlin, she can defeat anybody. So Arrow finds out the Bronze Tiger, he's murdered an architect who designed Malcolm Merlin's house. He goes to investigate and take Roy along. And at the house, Tiger and some henchmen have found another one of Merlin's earthquake machines. Arrow shows up and the two of them fight. Roy beats one of the henchmen brutally, which distracts Arrow as a result, and Tiger manages to get away with the device. So Oliver's frustrated that he's not getting through to Roy. He tells Dig and Felicity that he saw this kind of anger in Slade years ago. He explains he made a big mistake when he did not tell Slade the truth about Shadow, but Slade found it anyway and it sent him over the edge. So Arrow's trying to calm Roy down, but Roy's worried that the earthquake device might hurt Thea. So they end a bit of a fight. Roy uses his super strength to toss Arrow across the room. Arrow finds out that Bronze Tiger, he is working for Baldy, who is a arms merchant. Baldy has a ship at the Starling City, waiting to take the earthquake device elsewhere. Arrow arrives but gets stabbed in the back by Tiger's claws. Just then, Roy shows up and begins whipping Tiger's butt. Baldy panics and activates the earthquake machine, which is locked in a metal container. He tells Roy he needs to use his super strength to break into the container and stop the earthquake. Oliver gets Roy to control himself by telling him to think about his love for Thea. They stop the device in the nick of time. The scene ends with them shaking hands and Oliver saying, "We're just getting started." So Bronze Tiger, he's been put in prison. He gets a visit from Amanda Waller, who showed up earlier this season. You know, that was the girl who Oliver had a brief affair with, the girl he slept with in the one episode. That was a good episode, by the way. I enjoyed that one. Waller tells Tiger that she can't get him out of prison, and if he agrees to join her squad, she's forming the Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, who is this comic book team of villains who are recruited by the government to perform missions so dangerous they were pretty much suicide. And Arrow introduces Roy to Felicity and Dig. That's where his storyline ends in this episode. So that was the basic storyline. Now let's go to Laurel's storyline, which I thought was really cool. I really am enjoying Laurel's because Laurel, you know how Laurel basically got fired from her job. Everything bad happened for Laurel in the last episode. I like how things are kind of starting to pick up for her. You know, now she lost her job. Nobody trusts her at this point. And really all she's doing now, she's trying to get her life back together. Although she's still addicted. She's still addicted to these pills, and that's normal, because when you try pills and you get addicted, you can't stop. This is why I'm still thinking they might kill Laurel off this season. If they killed Laurel off this season, would I be upset? No, I wouldn't be upset, because Laurel has had a really good arc this season. If they killed Laurel off this season, fine. I wouldn't want them to kill Laurel off. I think she's a great character, but this, but if they have to kill her off, fine. So Laurel's storyline is that Laurel, where is it? Laurel gets a visit from her father. Her apartment's a wreck. He wants to reconnect with her, and they make dinner plans for the next day. So she goes on a date with her father, it's actually an excuse for him to take her to an AA meeting. She resists, and she wants nothing to do with it. She's also having trouble getting a job as a lawyer. She finds out from her friend that the Bar Association is going to open disciplinary proceedings against her for her drug problems. And, she's spiraling out of control. She goes to Oliver's club, drinks herself into a stupor. Oliver has Felicity take her home. And as soon as Felicity takes her home, though, this is when the episode got really big. She's walking around her apartment, and she looks like really drunk at this point. She's very drunk, and I was just thinking, she's gonna pass out. She's gonna pass out. She passed out. And once she passes out, someone approaches her, and it's Sarah. Oliver called her. Now, let me just explain something. Oliver called Sarah in the episode, probably to convince Laurel that she does have something to live for. Because as we know, the whole reason Laurel started this was because she thought that she was the one to blame for Tommy's death. That's why she started all this. So, bringing Sarah back, so now Laurel knows Sarah is not dead. So I think this is going to have Laurel basically pick up her life. Because right now she has a very bad life and it's not working out for her at all. Nothing's really working out for her. So I think by having Sarah back, though, things are going to work for her. And you know what? That was a great way to end the episode because I was really waiting for them to bring back Sarah, and that was perfect time to bring her back because Laurel's just in a very bad place right now, and I'm really hoping that she gets her life together because, if they killed her off, fine, but I'd really like for her to get her life together so that way we can see her arc. And so that was Laurel's. Now let's go to the flashbacks. So, Sarah and Oliver, they're looking for Slade, who has the Maracu. Sarah warns Oliver not to tell Slade that Oliver feels responsible for Shadow's death. And, where was I? And, they're figuring out that Slade's going to blow up Dr. Ivo's ship. Oliver wants to stop him because the ship is their only way off the island. Slade wants Ivo dead. Oliver appeals him by saying Shadow wanted him to get off the island to get home and see his son. Slade backs off. Oliver promises they are going to seize control of the freighter. As we know, though, obviously this is not going to work out because, as we know, eventually Oliver's going to kill Slade. So what's going to get him to kill Slade, we still don't know. I think something's going to happen with him and Sarah, like maybe Slade just tries to kill Sarah. I think that might be what it is. Yeah, I mean, he already tried to. He already tried to kill Sarah once, so I would not be surprised if he tries to do it again, and we'll have to see, because as we know, he thought Sarah was dead all this time, and she's not. Now he knows she's not, but he thought Sarah was dead, so maybe it looked like he killed Sarah, but really she faked her death. I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities there. And as I said, the only other thing we have to talk about is Moira. As I said, Moira wants You know, Moira's ex-husband Walter actually wants her to run against Sebastian Blood for mayor. And that's what's happening. He wants her to run for mayor. And he went to visit Moira, tries to convince her to run for mayor. He has polling that shows she has a chance. And Thea tells her mom it may not be a crazy idea. So I'm definitely interested in seeing where this is going to go as well. Because I love it when Moira gets involved in the villain storylines. Because Moira, let's just face it, Moira is badass. She is just so badass, and I really love that about her character, and I really do like her character a lot. So this episode, I definitely really enjoyed. There's a lot we're starting to find out. It seems like Roy is a lot more powerful than Oliver, and that should be interesting to see. So maybe, like, if there's an episode where Oliver gets injured, Roy will take over. And just Roy seems a lot more powerful. And I'm glad that he's starting to get his life together. He's eventually going to have to tell Thea the truth. Also, he's also going to have to eventually find out that Oliver is Arrow. I'm sure he's going to find that out soon. What's going to happen with this whole Laurel thing? You know, do you think Laurel will get her life back together? I think she will, but I don't know at this point. What sends Oliver over the edge to kill Slade? Because he said he killed Slade. We heard him say that he shot an arrow across Slade. So what made him kill him? Because as we know, Slade is not dead, but he thinks he is. So what's going to get that to happen? I think that's probably going to be the season finale, is when we find out the reason. I can just see now, season finale. We have all these great things happen. You know, Roy finds out that Oliver is Arrow, you know, and then, Laurel now knows Sarah's not dead, but, you know, Roy finds out Oliver is Arrow. We find out the reason why Oliver killed Slade, and Oliver finds out that Slade is not dead. So that'd be a great finale, and I think that's probably going to be the finale. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Again, fantastic episode, really loved it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my review for probably the originals. Yes, the originals. So I'll see you guys for that. Bye.